PRO, reference implementation guide, enterprise structure, assignment, assign plant to company, purchasing plant, and our plant and company code was ED01 if I'm not wrong.
ED01 ही था।
Okay.
आपकी आवाज बहुत कम आ रही है मुझे।
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yep.
Okay. Signed fields. Okay, I believe you were here, but anyways, we'll visit this one. Purchase org ED01. Oh yeah, it is assigned. Next is field selection groups. IMG Logistics Material Master. Logistics Material Master. Field selection. Assign fields to field selection groups. Field selection groups. Okay. Click in purchasing value, row key. Selection group. Last time, what was that field name? Anyways, we'll look into that. Field selection group is 23 and page down. Field selection group 23. Okay, purchasing value key. Double click. Sorry, not double click. Well, you'll have to click this field selection maintenance. And we had some fields. Field reference, ROH, required entry. Okay. For field selection group, which is purchase value key. This is the field name. And what is that field? How do we check what is the table? We go for SC10 or SC11. Oh, SC11, SC11. SC11. Yeah. Mara is the table. Copy. Change. And EKWSL. EKWSL. You don't have that? Current quality fields. Very strange. No. Anyways, I just wanted to actually give you how to check table and the corresponding field. Okay. So now we have field reference IND6 and ROH is required entry. Okay. Field reference. And we must be having ED01 over here. ED01. No, we don't have ED01. What we'll do is copy as, and we will copy these selection groups where purchasing value key for ROH is a required entry, and for other selection group, for raw materials, all the other fields are basically optional and some are
Optional.
entry. Now, against this number 24, let's go and check. I'll just escape this one. Because we don't need field reference ROH. We need IND. Okay, IND1 is here, IND6 is here, and ED01, field group plant. This field reference IND6 is being used at two places, okay, at two plants. Okay. Now, what is this field reference again? Now, this is material type as well, and this is also references to other elements for material management, but mostly because we are dealing with material master. For that, we need some keys or values or fields to be either optional, required on the views of material master. Okay.
Okay.
Is we will copy as IND6 ED01. We already have that as a plant. Okay. Apply target key. Okay, enter. Already keys, it exists. Okay, fair enough. ED01 is there. It's also required. And we'll save it. Define plant specific field and screen selection. When there are more than one bill of materials, system will select the first alternate by default. More than one bill of material. Now, what is bill of material? Is basically the list of materials that is required to build something. For example, if you want to build a motorcycle, or let's say your laptop or your mouse, it has components. Yeah, a mouse will have a LED light, it will have a roller, a scroller, it will have two buttons, and it will have the casing. So these are 7-8 things I have just enumerated. So these components or these things become bills of material for creating a mouse. Okay. So we can have more than one form, bill of material. So system will select the first alternate by default. First alternate, the one that you would actually select as default. It can be done in such a way that system takes the right alternate for a given period. So there can be a certain schedule. Follow the menu paths, logistics, general, material master, field selection. Again, we go back. Field selection. Define plant specific field selection. Define plant specific field selection. And plant specific screen selection, click OK. Maintenance field as IND for plant IND6. Okay, plant ED01, IND6 will give ED01, save, save. This might sound a little bit confusing. So what I'll do is I'll go back to that field reference again, and field selection group was 23. So I'll explain this one because we've already worked on purchasing value key. It will be obligatory. Okay. Obligatory. We'll revisit this again. Purchase value key for ED01. Now, purchase value key for ED01 will
It's a required entry.
reference to your plant ED01 that we just actually configured a little while back previously to this one. So purchasing value, whenever you would create your material master, purchasing value key will be required. Okay. So we are actually creating fields for our use for certain plants, and these are done through keys, okay, created under selection groups. Now, for example, if I go to the 61, which is unit of weight, allowed packaging weight, it is in this table, in this field, selection group 61. You can give any number, but this is by default given by SAP, so we'll just keep it as it is. Field selection group has these fields because this group maintains these type
Start.
of fields, which is weight, packaging volume, because in SAP, you would be working in various industries or various niches. So your family of packaging, volume, weight, liters will be under field selection group 61. Okay. So this is all about packaging. So what I'll do, field reference ED01 over here is optional for your volume, for your allowed packaging weight. For all of these fields, it will be required entry for ED01. Okay.
So when we enter this data, these field must need to be filled in order to
Not
go
necessarily,
ahead.
because this is done by default. You have optional entries, but when you're creating material master, over there, now as per your understanding and business process and industry process, you will as a consultant would question the process and question the business process owner that whether do you want volume to be required in material master to be used as required or not. For example, if I page down, and if there is an industry that handles excess volume and has tolerance for that, so and they cannot actually live without it, so you'll make this entry ED01
Required.
okay. So basically what we are doing is we are preparing fields for material master views. Okay.
Okay.
Now, for example, external material group. Now, this is 151. Now, what fields do we have? We have only one field. External material group, we can make it required entry. Okay. Now, if I go down, maximum level by volume weight unit, for example, 243. Now, this is a code 243 group code. Gross weight unit, net weight. Now, you can make it either hidden or just display. That's up to your business industry standard requirement. So this is basically how it is connected. Now, from here, it connects with plant specific because we're using ED01 as the key, field reference key. Okay. And over here, we just make it. We just tag it with the plant. Okay. So now, whenever you create material master in plant, it will check the field reference over here. In this field reference, there are groups where we have purchasing value key and volume key 61 and 23. Over there, it will check that purchasing value key is mandatory. So purchase value key will be mandatory here, but will not be mandatory over here. It will not be mandatory here. So that's how you keep your plant specifically industry process oriented and organized. I hope you get the point. And this maintenance status, this is basically, now let's read what actually the help says. Now these are some keys again related to material master. I've just actually, I can't recall it. Okay, now over here, yes, maintenance status is for work scheduling view. If you remember in material master, we had view work scheduling. We had accounting view, classification, MRP, costing, forecasting, plan stocks. So these are views. Maintenance status. So for every view, this key will be valid. It will make purchasing value key obligatory for this plant. So you see at plant level, we are doing this. I hope you get the point. Yeah.
Yep.
Define material type. Okay. Logistics generalized. You will go back. Logistics generalized. Material master. basic settings, material types, define attributes. Okay. Define attributes. So what are material types? Raw materials, semi-finished good, and finished goods. Packaging, free goods, samples. Okay. So we will work with ROH, but of course in your your client's scenario will be different. They will have deeper material types. You'll have to configure every material type over here for your client, right?
Okay.
If I double click this ROH, so we have some, again, the status that
Data.
of screen, work scheduling, MRP, storage, forecasting, everything is here. Now you can also modify the configuration over here for your material as per the client industry scenario. Okay. Now external purchase order. Now for this material, can a purchase order for external vendors can be created? Then yes, it is allowed to be created because raw material is usually purchased.
Okay.
External purchase allowed. External purchase allowed, but warning issued. So yes, it is allowed. Internal purchase order not.
Not allowed.
Okay, because in some cases industries don't produce raw material. And quantity will be updated in valuation area, which is valuation area is your plant and your value updating is your plant. Okay. So go back again. Quantity and value update. Enter ED01. It is value updating, quantity updating. Okay, it's all checked. And we have help. Double click. Enter ED01. Yes, it is also updated. For this is finished product, finished good. ED01. This is also updated. Now, what is Harvard Trading Goods? Yeah. ED01, Harvard Trading Goods, save. And okay. Okay, next is, we've already seen this. Field reference. Now, X-plant material status field reference are taken from this material type. Now, let's go back. Material type. Help. Double click. Okay, field reference. So these are field references that are already created, which are related to your material types. Okay. Now, field reference X material plant status, cross plant material status to restrict the usage of material in all the plants. So, some cases when material is produced, it would be reserved for certain usage, for like sampling, for consumption, for production. So that basically it locks. And where is that material plant status? Out of the plant, what will be the material status once it is produced and it exits the plant, whether it will be blocked for procurement or it will be blocked for sales or it will be used or it will be blocked for quality testing. Okay. So these are some of the statuses that we can configure in material configuration. So this is where we can lock that material, that this cannot be used until it is passed, quality passed. Okay.
Okay.
Item category, default item category group to determine the item category for the material type. Now, item category again, now material type is raw material, and that raw material you will have like refined sugar or non-refined sugar or brown sugar. These are item categories. Okay. Taking this checkbox will make the initial status of the batch as restricted. Initial status, this one. So this will restrict the batch, that it will not be used until it is explicitly
unchecked.
yeah. Tick in this checkbox will not check the external number range when creating the material master. Will not check with the external number range when creating. Okay. Now external number assignment without check. Now some materials can be used, can be named as per the numbering range, or it can have external assignment like alphanumeric that you want to create. That is so common in our automobile industry, where custom made cars, like expensive cars, basically will have specialized customized components, and those products or semi-finished goods or finished goods will be externally labeled. Okay. Quantity value updating, we've already seen that. We've already seen this also. Effective confidence will be ticked. We'll just save it. They're all done. Okay, data already saved. Now we have, what do we have? Change batch. When the new batch is created, the initial start of that batch will be restricted. Unrestricted, batch restricted, that is a status. Whenever we actually create a batch, we'll see how a batch is created. We'll see that ahead. Define number range for each material type, ing logistics generalized.
ये इसकी वो यूजर आईडी बता सकते हैं दोबारा काइंडली?
Let me end this recording, then I'll do that. Define number range for each material type. So what are the number ranges that, let's see. Okay, intervals. These are the intervals. And we give the number ranges, and this is the status that till this number, this has been used. From 301 to 3010, this is exhausted. 101 to 102, nothing has been used. 600 to 699, nothing has been. These are the intervals. Okay. So how do we assign these number ranges? We go to change groups. We go to change groups, and over here we have 01 interval range. This is interval. This is interval 01. Okay. Group text. This is group text. This is interval again. Interval. Okay. Okay. Non-assigned elements. This is Zcon raw material. It is not assigned. We assign element to group. We will keep our mouse over here. Assign element to group. And we can give it number range, any number range that we think is appropriate. Okay. That matches with our numbering, nomenclature, and process. So we'll just go with something that is by standard. Raw material ROH X2. And if we just Control F, X2. Select, we have Zcon over here. So we assigned element to group in number range group. Okay. We're not going to save it because it might be someone else's work, so we're not going to do that. So let's go to number ranges are okay. Industry sector. Logistics, material master, field selection. field selection, industry sectors. Now, industry sectors will be various because various industries are using SAP. So let's see what industry sectors are available by default in SAP. These are the industries. We can also configure our own, but default industries are also given by SAP. Okay. Now we have mechanical, which is the most favorite, mechanical engineering, which is favoritely used by SAP consultants for training. Mechanical engineering. Field reference is FERT, which is finished goods. Pharmaceutical field reference. Let's see what is in that. Okay, it's again the material types that are basically given over here. So we can attach our material types to your industries. We can attach that to the industries. Okay. Whenever we create it, we actually have to select an industry. Okay. Industry sector, maintain user specific settings, logistics, general material, configure material, maintain user settings. Material master, configure material master, maintain user settings, maintain user settings. Industry sector, new entries, SAP user. Okay. Okay, we have SAP VAUSNET. Industry sector is empty because that means all industry sectors we can work on. Okay.
Valid. Okay.
Yeah. So new entries, VAUSNET SAP. This is our login name. Yeah. So we will not select any industry sector, so we can work on every industry sector. Okay. Okay. Organization levels. So we can add our plant, storage locations, sales org, and everything, but we are not doing that for, but that will make it specific for this username. This is for retail, and we have industry and retail both together. We'll just keep it as it is. When user, SAP user 6 try to create material master, industry sector will not appear to him. Okay, so without industry sector, we can like this when the material type. So if a user name is tagged with an industry, so that industry will just show up and that material master configuration will just show up and show whatever is relevant in that industry. So he will not have to choose that industry, and that only that user will be working in that very industry and he will be restricted. Set material block for goods movement, materials management. Materials management, general settings for material management. Material lock. Lock exclusively when the material master is read during the goods movement, plant data, and accounting data, lock till the material is posted. So this is one check basically given by SAP whenever you are doing some transactions or moving the good from one place or posting goods movement in SAP. Then of course there is a material lock, that material cannot be modified or its entries cannot be made in that very material. Okay. So waiting time is basically given over here, and exclusive lock means that no entries or no handling will be done until that material that is being, which is in transit right now, getting posted, is not posted finally. Only after that it will be used. And then you cannot use the material at this time. So data will be locked at this time of saving. Define storage location, MRP per plant, material management, consumption-based planning. Consumption-based planning. Planning defines storage. Planning defines storage. Defines storage location. Materials management, consumption-based planning. Planning defines storage location, MRP per plant. Not given over here. Because our configuration document is a little old, that's why. So we'll just go with this one, OMIR. OMIR. Plant 301. OMIR. Okay, storage location, MRP indicator, and storage location. Also planned at plant level. Storage location excluded from MRP storage location stock planned separately. Now this is basically for material requirement planning. Okay. And for planning the production of the material at plant level, or it is excluded from MRP, or it is separately planned for MRP. So your stock at this point will be planned for MRP, either separately or together or singly, or altogether it will be missed out. So that is, these are the requirements over here. Okay. And okay, so that is it for today. Yeah.